you'll see here, they're almost forced to make a ton of feudal age military, and oftentimes the games don't last very long. So that's, I guess, one bad thing for viewers at times. But all right, here we go. Tato's in the blue. Tatoh is playing as the Huns for Game 1 in T90 Series number 8, which is a no-wall mod event. And then in the yellow, we have MBL. MBL is also playing as the Huns. Game 1 is a Huns war. With me, I have RiotDash. RiotDash, say hello to YouTube. What's
hello,
up, man?
YouTube. Not much. I'm doing well. I'm excited for this. Taking a look at the maps that these two players have already, I'm a little worried for Tatoh.
Yeah, it's one of those maps that just makes you cringe immediately when you see it.
All three of his golds straight out in front of his base,
well.
and there's hills next to him. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we expect aggression here, so that will make Tatoh be even more aggressive. You had mentioned potentially like tower rushing or something like that. We'll have to see what he scouts at MBL's base, but certainly it's not the best map to have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that said, I guess with no walls, pretty much any map can be made to be bad then, right? Like if a player positions correctly in their aggression, then they'll find a way into the base.
One thing I really like about Tato's map is how close the wood is. I mean, it's only a few tiles closer to than MBL's in comparison, but in early game, he can wall from the right side of this wood line in towards his town center, and his berries can also be protected.
Right.
And so if he goes for something like scouts, he'll be untouched until he needs to transition into something else and go to gold maybe. So that'll be quite good for Tatoh.
Yeah, that's a good point. He can choose to just avoid gold units basically until going to castle.
Yeah. I think he'll end up going for scouts here. MBL, like his map, he has 2 back wood lines. In fact, 3 if you look in that back corner. But if he doesn't do enough damage with his main gold, his secondary and third gold are very exposed on the front. So that'll be an issue for him.
Let's see. In terms of Fog of War, Tatoh has not found MBL yet, but I think MBL is quite aware.
Yeah, MBL's... Well, he's close.
Well, he found his first gold. Yeah, he found 1, but he missed the other 2.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but this is a very early scouting time for him.
Yeah.
This is actually quite good when you know that you're going to need to pay close attention to your enemy units. When you know there's going to be... Both players are going to be heavy on military. It's good to scout early, and MBL doing that right there. I think if it wasn't no wall, Tatoh, you see the one tree next to the mill?
Yeah.
Tatoh would have considered placing a palisade there. I think he did so out of reflex. And he can't
chop it. Yeah.
Well, right between the tree and the mill, that way MBL would run in towards the town center, but he obviously can't build palisades, so it didn't work out.
That's true. I wonder how often these players will, like, we won't really see it probably too often because it won't manifest, but like how often they might accidentally attempt to wall using hotkeys and reflex when they, you know, and where that might screw them up. Or
so thinking back, it was MBL versus Winchester again 2 years ago, guys, and it was the first T90 series, and there's this map we'll see today called Jaguar's Den, and the middle has some jaguars, basically. Surprise, surprise. And if you make a spear in feudal... No, I'm sorry. Your starting scout is actually a spear. So what players can do is they can lure jaguars and take them to the enemy base. And MBL went up to feudal, I believe, without loom. And Winchester showed up with 8 jags to his wood line. And MBL quick-walled with 3 houses and 2 outposts or something insane. And like saved all of his vills. So they definitely, if they're aware of it, they have the potential to wall up in other scenarios when it's not Huns.
Man, I want to see outpost walls.
Yeah, I think we'll see it at some point.
All right,
both players
clicked up.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, so Tatoh with 3 villagers going forward.
Yeah, let's see. Their scouts have found each other, so he should be able to avoid.
Oh yeah, and this is close. This scout war is very close. I think that Tatoh will win this though. Oh, no.
Oh
he
no.
Didn't win it. That's huge. MBL could spot this.
He is gonna spot it now.
Wow. Now, he had about a second to see that. He could have been looking at his own eco. He didn't move his scouts, and maybe he isn't aware.
Yep, and all I see is the barracks going up. I don't see any other vills moving to stone or anything.
Yeah.
Granted, Tatoh hasn't moved to stone either yet, so it's not like... Alright, there's the barracks, the forward barracks. That's that aggression.
Yeah, and Tatoh has pretty good scouting of the wood lines, the golds, and just everything MBL has here. It'll likely be trash. I see the barracks and no gold villagers, so it won't be like man-at-arms or anything, and it'd be too late. So it'll probably be a bunch of spears and then forward archer ranges from Tatoh. This is a classic build. Oh, whoa, forward scouts?
Oh, stables. Okay.
Oh, wow, that's a weird move.
A stable for MBL as well. So.
Yeah.
Scouts on scouts, I love it.
Yeah, I like it. It's just weird when you have a mobile unit, Dash,
to build forward.
To build it forward, yeah, but look at MBL now with that villager.
Oh, yeah. Oh, see, there you go. Yeah, just a single tower to control 2 golds. That's going to be a rude awakening for for Tatoh when he moves out there eventually to start taking his gold.
Yeah, and I think MBL, he's noticed this now, and Tatoh looking to build a tower, I believe, on the wood line. MBL bringing these spears over. Yeah, he spots this.
This is an aggressive move, considering that he already... Well, just no upgrades on that spear means the villagers just destroy it. But
it's just the annoyance factor. But what's interesting is MBL, he needs to stop this because he can't counter tower as he's building that tower forward. So he's using his vills, and I think he'll be okay. Tatoh will probably have to delete that.
There you go. There's the counter tower. He's got his vills on stone now, so MBL should be able to defend on... Oh, and now the spears at home for Tatoh have found the tower on the golds.
Okay, so Tatoh has forward military buildings. So if he needs to reinforce at home at any point over the next couple minutes, he really can't do so. But MBL, he hasn't really been aggressive. He's opted more towards defensive towers and that one offensive tower, and I think we'll just see him adding farms and not creating much, just defending with spears. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very peculiar setup here, just because, I mean, you can see how desperate Tatoh is for some kind of map control with his tower placements, like first trying the wood line, then trying the berries. Now he's trying to control the stone because I think he realizes that his entire forward aggression got stonewalled, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, he can't, stonewalled, but I don't see him doing too much progressing. The scouts, they shouldn't do too much damage as long as MBL pays attention with the spears. And
lost that villager.
Yeah, lost a villager. These villagers will not be able to stay here for very long. So, could lose one more if MBL is active with a few scouts. And MBL going to stone early, I think, was the important thing. And it could have come down to scouting it, you know?
I mean, I guess, the advantage for Tatoh here is that he's using less villagers to force more idols on the other side. Like, he only brought 3 vills forward, and he's forcing 5+ idols out of MBL.
Yeah, this is true.
So if he can get some kind of an eco advantage as a result of this aggression and gets a castle first, great. But again, he doesn't have control of his own golds. He's moving to stone himself now.
Yeah, I like how Tatoh is being mobile and at least keeping MBL at home. You're definitely right about that. Give himself a little bit of time. Even though the tower rush and the forward hasn't done too much, it will at least give him time to transition into something else.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it seems like he's just going to continue with scouts. And he has 4 behind MBL's woodline. Might be able to sneak in here and kill a villager.
Yeah. The spears aren't in position. He's at least going to idle them for a bit. If the micro's there.
Yeah, I think he'll get him if he runs past him. Oh, he tried.
That's close.
Yeah, you got to click past the villager and then attack from the front. You get a couple more hits, but missed out on that and lost a scout.
Do you see these 2 villagers off to the right side fighting a wolf? He's like trying to find a new... He wants to try and maybe tower that wood line or something from the hill. Like start getting towers in on the backside, but...
The problem here is that if MBL sees it, he can counter tower so easily because he has the stone for the tower and he has more villagers to build it. So this will really have to be sneaky for Tatoh if he gets it.
Now Tato's already putting a defensive tower up on his wood line at home.
Okay.
Even with no pressure being thrown that way.
Yeah, I think MBL is maybe getting to the point where he might counter, so just having something there would be interesting. You know, if Tatoh keeps his scouts running around and distracts these spears, he could get this tower up. MBL doesn't see that.
Yep, that's a good point. Although the 2 spears are rolling around right now.
Yeah, Tatoh needs to distract. He needs to send his spear to the right. There we go.
Yep, there. Perfectly done.
And that tower should go up then. And, I mean, it's not the end of the world because MBL still has the other wood line, but that's something he might need later on.
Yeah, MBL is finishing a tower on his other wood line right now. So he'll have one protected wood line to move to. But then the question is whether or not Tatoh can build towards that back gold and back stone.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be awesome if he could sneak a tower up on that gold. It'd be something else to get a tower up on the back gold. This has been different, but both players are definitely still in this.
Yeah. Oh, another defensive tower out for MBL. He's just looking to win the eco game and defend at home.
So there's one thing about MBL's play that I've always noticed. He makes more spears than any other player at the top level.
Yup.
He's got 7 at home. 7 at home. And I think what Tatoh should go
he's
for,
got 9, 10. He's got 10. Look it over by his mill. He's got 3 more.
He has as many spears as the spears get 2 kills. So I guess it paid off. But he has as many spears as Tatoh had military. So normally when you do that, you open yourself up to your opponent going into archers, and then just a few archers can kill all your spears. It's awkward for Tatoh because he only has 1 gold he can access.
Yep.
Something that MBL actually hasn't scouted if you look at the Flag of War. But it's still forward. I think he'll go with a few skirmishers as he's doing that now. And try and... Oh, he's going to call it.
What?
Let's see. What's the difference here?
Whoa. I mean, look at the KD. 20-7.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the reason Tatoh was far behind here was because he MBL can't be touched.
Yeah.
He towers everywhere.
I mean, that said, looking at the resources, they're almost identical. MBL is closer on gold to upping. But
I think it's an early GG from Tatoh there, but the score could have had something to do with his decision.
That's true. He feels like he's very far down, has no map pressure on MBL's side, and so is open to retaliation as soon as MBL hits castle, I guess. But whew.
Well, that's not a surprise. That timing is not a surprise because game 1 Hun War is always very, very fast.
Very quick. Yeah.
I like to do that because every once in a while you have a game that'll last 40 minutes and it's all feudal age. So it's pretty fun. Next map the viewers will vote on. Let me show the achievements. The KD was something I didn't really notice until you mentioned it. 20 kills for MBL.
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
Yeah. And he had more food, more wood, and a little bit less stone and more gold.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, I think the defensive play out of MBL was pretty solid. Like, I mean, just being able to nullify the first 3 towers put up by Tatoh. Tatoh tried the one by the wood line, the south wood line first. That one got stopped with the spears. Then tried the one over by the mill, and he stopped that one. And then the one over on the stone, he just counter towered it, and it was totally fine. So
it was pretty much an immediate reaction as well. Right when he saw the forward barracks, he went to stone with 5 villagers. He didn't mess around.
Yep. That's
all right.
Well done. And we don't know if he actually ever saw the forward moving, right? Because we saw the scout
exactly, yeah.
And we think, I don't know how well he actually caught that forward, but at least the spear caught a glimpse of the barracks.
Yeah, it was. I think it came down to the reaction once he saw the trash there. But you gotta think back and say, should Tatoh have gone for forward scouts? It's a mobile unit. It's not something you need to go forward with. I think that your economy is better set if you just build it at home, and then those forward villagers go back to work.
Yep.
But he tried something different. It just didn't work out for him.
I like it. I like going for the win. In game 1, in a sense, like trying something a little crazy as opposed, because his other option would have been hey, let me just tower my own 3 golds on these hills and just control these hills at home. You know,
with a map like that, it makes perfect sense. I agree.
So.
24-hour stream.
All right, so chat, you are going to see